hindi mo kailangan ng sobrang laking network to have an effective network.
What are some red flags or parang don't do this when you're trying to build your network?
Don't overpromise. When we talk to clients, we don't overcommit, but we overdeliver. Really get like-minded people who will sort of elevate your vision.
How do you stay ahead of like the influencer world? Ano yung mga mindset? How do you continuously adapt, evolve?
Parang have an innovative mindset. Parang how do we make things more efficient, more seamless, more impactful? And parang how do we stay on top of the game and how do we stay relevant?
Hey guys, welcome back to Small Talk, Small Conversations with huge impact. My name is Alec Cuenca and I am your host. And before anything else, I want to say thank you so much for listening to the show. Thank you so much sa lahat ng nanonood sa YouTube and helping us grow our YouTube channel. We're very, very excited for that. And I'm so excited to share with you our episode for today because today we have another guest. Alam ko inaabangan niyo ang mga guests natin. And for today, our guest is someone na na-meet ko back in the pandemic. But this person, kahit na online ko lang na-meet, naramdam ko yung positive energy niya and just good vibes that he's sharing throughout the social media platforms. But I'm really curious about this person kasi apparently, there's a lot of stories na hindi niya pa na-share and hopefully mapag-usapan namin yan today dito. But our guest today is a digital marketing entrepreneur and is the co-founder of InCircle Inc., which is the leading talent management agency connecting brands with top content creators here in the Philippines. And this person transitioned from showbiz to entrepreneurship using their platform to build a successful agency na ngayon over 70 plus people na. Sobrang laki na talaga, nakaka-inspire. And I'm so excited for the show. So let's all welcome IC. IC, thank you so much for being here.
Ang ganda-ganda ng spiel mo tungkol sa akin. Baka, hindi totoo yun. Joke lang. Thank you so much for the intro. And tama ka, ano kami ni Alec, we met during pandemic via inquiries lang. But ayun nga, parang same vibe. And finally, we're having this conversation. And thank you for having me, guys. And congratulations on this beautiful studio na parang pang Hollywood. Ang ganda niya, guys. You should visit. Yeah.
Thank you so much. And I know super busy ka. In fact, just a few minutes bago ka you sat on that chair. You were on a call.
Correct.
Closing deals left and right. And I just want to say, first and foremost, congratulations on the success of your company and everything that you're doing. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now, I want to get into the story of how you got into this business, to this space.
Okay, sige.
But again, isa sa kanina in-intro mo din, narinig ko, is that you were in you have roots in the show business. And then now you're here sa influencer world. What's the story behind that?
Well, actually, ano siya, ito, like, context lang, guys. So, wala ko alam sa mga itatanong. So, sobrang free-flowing to. So, I'm very, surprise me na lang. So, ano siya, it started back when I was in showbiz. Kasi, ang strength ko talaga is mga talk shows, tsaka mga, of course, acting also. Pero during that time kasi, hindi na uso yung talk show format doon sa, at hindi na ako nakakuha ng as many jobs sa showbiz like before. But kasi, ang hindi alam ng mga tao, when I was doing the showbiz thing, I was also doing internship for an agency. So parang twice a week ako nag-taping, pero 3 times a week ako nag-o-office. Hindi alam ng mga tao yun. So, doon ko natutunan yung, that's where I learned the ropes, doon sa PR agency that I intern pa ako noon. And then, during nung 2013, 2014, nung sabi ko, shucks, I need to sort of pivot kasi ang hina na ng showbiz work. Then, yung mentor ko nun, yung boss ko nun back then sa PR agency, which is my business partner now, sabi niya, tara, let's do a racket together, tandem natin, di ba? So, doon siya nag-start, it started as a PR agency, like traditional, like features, dyaryo, radio announcements. And then, nakita kasi ng brands yung strength ng, sige ganitong celebrity, ipag-ano mo naman, papuntahin mo or pag-Instagram. Dati pa wala pa masyadong monetary value ang posting. So, doon sila na-surprise na yung network ko sa showbiz, parang may easy access sila to these celebrities. And then after nun, saka na nagsimula, nag-grow. And then after nun, we got the mga mas bigger brands na. And then the rest was history kasi I think we combined yung agency discipline and then the showbiz network. Mm-hmm. So, even before influencer marketing became a thing, medyo ginagawa na namin siya.
Yeah.
So, I guess medyo first mover advantage. So, I would say, medyo accidental entrepreneur ako kasi ang goal ko talaga in life when I was in showbiz is, alam mo yun, continue the talk show thing and eventually gusto ko talaga magkaroon ng game show. Yan yung pangarap ko talaga dati. Then after nun, when I pivot, parang, I found a new dream. So pwede rin pala ako maging entrepreneur. So yun yung yun yung pinaka-start. Kumaga.
Okay. So I have a lot of questions around that. Sige. But the first one is, you were an intern, okay? And you already had the job, meron ka nang ginagawa, but you were looking out for gigs, looking for other side hustles, interning for other people. Ano yung pinaka-intention mo in doing that? What was the mindset? Bakit ka nag-intern?
It all started with a breakup. Wow! Kasi back then, nakipag-break ako sa ex ko na yon. Hi ex, I'm here now. Wow! So and nung nag-break kami ni ex, sobrang heartbroken ko and alam mo, I went on the deep end as in I was drinking every day tapos parang yung showbiz work ko naapektuhan na. So sabi ko parang no, I have to get out of this funk. So sabi ko parang sige nga sabi sa akin nung friend ko, ba't hindi ka gawa ng ibang ng thing outside of showbiz? Kasi yung showbiz work ko hindi naman din ganun ka busy. I mean, hindi na pupuno yung week ko. So try mo kayo mag-intern as PR. Parang you have the knack for PR naman kasi nga you've been promoting parties. Parang sige, try ko nga. Suntok sa buwan, parang binigay sa akin yung number ng isa sa back then yung one of the parang Nyora and owns one of the biggest PR agencies back then. So sinend sa akin number. Parang suntok sa buwan nag-message ako. Parang, hi, my name is Icy Mendoza. I want to try PR but I don't know where to start. So after din natuwa sa akin.
Yun yung message mo? I don't know.
I don't know where to start. As in sobrang suntok sa buwan. Pero I want to start. Parang I want to be distracted from my breakup. Then after doon, yun, natuwa sa akin yung owner. And then sabi, sige, parang punta ka dito. Kasi parang I'm living my Andy Sachs Devil Wears Prada fantasy. So sabi ko, parang sige, punta ako doon. Then after, inside niya ako doon sa business partner ko now. And the rest was history. So yun siya. So the intent really was, I needed a change of pace from the painful heartbreak that I've endured and survived.
Yeah. So hindi siya yung parang, I wanna become an entrepreneur. Hindi talaga.
Gusto ko lang ma-distract. Like parang, I mean, I've always wanted to do PR because of si Samantha Jones, idol ko yun sa Sex and the City. Pero, yun nga, hindi ko talaga alam kung paano mag-start. Okay. Pero I think because of that heartbreak, dun yung pinaka-siguro trigger point na, parang we have to fix our life and para do something else, para to distract ourselves dun sa nakakabaliw na pain. So yun.
Alright. Okay. Now, after the intern work, did you feel nung pagdating mo sa PR world na, oh my gosh, I think this is for me? Or did you slowly parang fall in love with it? How did you know na parang, actually, sige, pwede na to. Ito nang gagawin ko for life.
Hindi siya parang it's like, it's like, sabi ko sa Fault in Our Stars, it's like falling asleep, slowly and then all at once. Nung kasi ko, parang I like it. Pero somehow, hindi ko pa siya makrack kasi syempre, wala naman ng corporate background. Pero once na nakuha ko na yung ways of working, nakuha ko na yung nuances, parang, shucks, ay magaling ako dito. I could be good at it. May natural talent ako for it. So sabi ko, parang, doon ako na-love na parang, better palang life outside of showbiz. And, yun maganda kasi parang yung mga, again, yung learnings na natutunan ko sa showbiz. Like ako, I was a professional host for the longest time. And then, ito kasi PR, meron ding, of course, may comms din na kailangan. And then, back it up with the network that I've generated or the social capital that I've had sa showbiz, nagamit ko pa rin ngayon. So, hindi naman siya totally walang kwenta yung showbiz. Parang lahat ng mga naggawa ko before is, I guess na ko pa rin siya, na ha-harvest ko pa rin now. Tama ba yun?
Yeah.
Yun, okay.
Cultivate. Yeah. Okay. An interesting term that you mentioned, social capital. What is social capital?
Well, kasi, sabi ko nga, diba, I'm a nepo baby, guys. Pero yung naman ako is not really money, not really mga contractor deals or kotse. It's really a good name that my family built in our industry. Kasi my lola was, yung lola ko was famous, my mommy is famous, my tita is famous, all media people. Pero lahat sila maganda yung pangalan. And ako parang I might not have much, pero I have a good name. So that's the kind of social capital and the kind of pamana na never mananakaw, I guess. Yeah. So yun yung social capital na medyo sobrang deeply ingrained in our showbiz industry. In our industry na nagagamit ko pa rin hanggang ngayon.
Okay.
So yun, I guess that's something na I don't take lightly. And sabi nga ng mga tao, sige na po baby, parang may ano talaga, meron talagang advantage yung mga may pinamana. Pero I guess parang it's up to us, yung mga next gen nepo babies or next generation people na to, alam mo yun, to ensure na we also make a difference and like help people shine as well. Nakakasang ganda. Pero yun, I guess, yun yung social capital na hanggang ngayon nagagamit ko pa rin in my current business.
Hindi ka ba na-pressure na parang, okay, like the ones who came before me really had a good name.
Pero kasi,
so I cannot this up.
Well, but definitely. Kasi nung 20s ko, Alec, as in, di naman ako sobrang I mean, medyo nung 20s ko sobrang happy-go-lucky ako. Pero nung sabi ko, anong nawawala na ng showbiz work, I said, I really have to get my shit together. And then, yung pressure is there. Pero at the same time, ngayon na parang I've built my path na. Kasi yung path ng lola ko, ng mommy ko, very iba. It's traditional showbiz. Ako lang talaga yung nag-corporate. Ako yung nag-marketing. So, I would say na nagamit ko yung social capital line. Pero at the same time, proud ako sa na-achieve ko ngayon. Para I feel naman na lumihis naman ako sa shadow nila. Yun.
Okay. Alright. Okay. Now, if someone, because I mean, for sure, you've worked with so many people being in the PR world. If someone doesn't have the parang hindi nepo baby in terms of like the walang social capital because can someone build their social capital from scratch?
Definitely.
And how?
Definitely. So, siya, again, very intentional dapat yung, may tiering ako dyan eh. So, we have 24 hours a day. So, we have to be intentional with our time and the people that we interact with. So, tier 1, these are yung mga people na kahit sumuka ka dyan, mahal ka pa din. So, sila yung makikita at your worst. Sila yung nasa close friends list mo. That's the tier 1. Tier 2, these are I feel tier 2 tayo. Parang we're like-minded people. Parang we have high respects for each other. Pero at the same time, di naman ako like susuka sa harap mo, di ba? Unless gusto mo. Di ba? Tapos tier 3 naman, ito yung mga people na, hindi sila like sobrang close friends, pero these are the clients. Diba? Parang you have to keep good reels with them. Pero at the same time, we keep them at arm's length. Ganon. Pero tier 4 naman yung mga sumisip sa atin. So ganon siya. So I guess you have to really be intentional on who you select. So kunwari, if you want to start in PR, hanapin mo yung tier 3. Hanapin mo yung tier 2. Kasi tier 1 will always be there. Mamahalin ka talaga niya. Pero like you have to be strategic on where to, and on how to network. Tapos, also, kasi nung time ko, sobrang attend ako ng event. As in, event. Pero kasi ngayon, you could actually interact through socials, diba? So, parang it could be easy. Tayo nga, diba? Pandemic, tayo, friends. So, as easy as that, kailangan you have to be intentional also with, kanino ka mag-react on socials. Like ako, meron akong mga pinopost na pang private friends lang. Tapos meron akong, may time ako where I repost yung mga brand content na mga creators na nagwo-work with us. And then at the same time, meron din akong time wherein I react lang to creators. Kasi like that's the business, di ba? Para I have to build real with creators, I have to be noticed by brands, I'm doing this. So ganun siya. You have to be really intentional. Yung hindi ka lang, sige, kuha ng kung sino-sinong number or kung sino-sinong Instagram. Kailangan may add value dun sa gusto mong maging career.
Okay.
Oo, yun.
I'm curious, like, let's say, siguro the question is for me, how do you build your network? Kasi on the flip side naman, people would sound na, okay, that's very strategic, but that's also para people can smell the BS. Like if you're faking it, diba? So how do you build your network without being a try-hard in a sense?
Pero kasi again, like in this day and age, parang ayaw natin ng performative masyado. So at the same time, mahirap din naman yung forced interactions. So, number 1, if you're gonna create friendships, kailangan may add value ka rin sa kanila. Hindi lang sila may add value sa'yo. So, eto like a bad put. Kunwari, ako I'm gonna do like an IC socials next year. So parang like-minded people just exchanging ideas, yung mga ganun. So you don't really have to be friends with everyone. Pero if you start like build that knit community na, alam mo yun, na vibe kayo in a sense without being too transactional, yun, that will So yun lang siguro yung watch out ko na, again, hindi mo kailangan na sobrang laking network to have an effective network. Kasi ako, like ngayon, ako given na malaki network ko. Pero meron kasing mga tao na parang meron silang network, pero like, eto, this is enough, di ba? Parang, and from there, parang once you have your network, your community, it's your people will find you eventually.
Gusto ko yan. Na hindi porkit malaki yung network mo, effective na ang network.
Yeah. Kasi parang ang dami kasi maraming kilala pero may pupunta ba sa event mo, 'di ba? Yung ganon. So, it's easier said than done. So, talaga siya, kailangan mo, marami talagang ang dami ko meron ako mga tier 2 na ginawa kong tier 4. Mga ganon.
Okay.
So you really have to be intentional.
And at the same time, like really add value.
Add value.
Mag-give ka ng value.
Correct,
Kasi otherwise,
hindi ka lang hingi ng hingi, di ba? Ano po? Di ba?
Okay. Before we jump into another topic, like what are some red flags or parang don't do this when you're trying to build your network?
Siguro don't overpromise. Like kasi kunwari ako like, yung siguro sa client side, diba? So, ganyan parang when we talk to clients, we don't overcommit, but we overdeliver. Siguro yun kasi parang that's yung easy red flag with building networks and relationships. So parang in any relationship, kahit naman sa love life, parang if you don't meet the expectations sa sinet nyo, parang of course, parang the other party will feel disappointed. Mm-hmm. And then always siguro, yun nga, aside from sticking to that agreement, pero always yun nga, add that extra value. Always about value. So, kunwari, okay, ito ang kliyente ko na parang gusto ko talagang i-keep, diba? So, sige, okay, meron akong one static post na committed sa kanya. Pero, okay, hindi ko commit, pero may surprise akong value. Uy, meron palang repost sa Facebook, tsaka may 2 IG stories for free. Yung ganon, parang alam mo nang ibibigay mo, pero you hold your cards in your back pocket and surprise mo na sa dulo. Parang yung mga ganong simpleng mga strategy will work. And then, I guess kailangan talaga thoughtful kay. Like, yung mga simpleng bagay na, okay, nakita mo yung merong ginawang, may nilutong something yung this person that you want to like be friends with. Ay, parang ang sarap niyan. O, ito yung may reco ko. Yung mga ganong klaseng nuances. Kasi yun din yung parang hindi kasi skill set ng lahat yung gumawa ng network. Kasi yung mga iba mas introverted. But yung mga ganon, if you really want to, and hindi, ang paggawa ng network is not really just for the extroverted people. Parang kung kung introverted kayo, you could also parang be intentional. Pero hindi naman kailangan kasi like lahat lapitan nyo. Just select few. Just So yan.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Very insightful. I want to circle back on the story that you have. Na okay, nandito ka na, punta ka sa PR, but you had to let go of showbiz.
Yeah.
How was that for you?
Medyo yung transition from it. Kasi syempre, ang dami kong kailangan i-unlearn. Syempre dito, hindi ako artista, di ba? So, ang dami kong...
from someone na nasa yung spotlight, biglang ikaw tumutulong ka na lang sa spotlight.
Kasi dumating, nagpa-flyering ako dati nung nag-start. Parang nakakapanibago for me. Pero kasi, again, kailangan mo talaga babaan yung ego mo when you transition to... I mean, parang, kumbaga beginner ako, again, di ba? Pero I mean, syempre may showbiz flair pa din. Pero at the same time, parang I had to unlearn a lot of things sa showbiz. Like, syempre pag corporate, kailangan 7 a.m., 8 a.m., nagpo-follow up ka na, di ba? And running a business, alam mo yan. So, and yung people management also na parang, ngayon syempre I would say na, na-master ko na siya, kahit pa paano. But when I was starting, ang grabe yung mga pivot ko. So, and ang dami kong things na kailangan i-learn, like especially the nitty-gritty finance side of things, the HR, the recruitment, which I learned along the way.
Yeah.
And nakakatawa kasi parang they don't teach it in school, pero again, advice ko siguro sa mga aspiring entrepreneurs is really get like-minded people who will sort of elevate your vision. Like ako, strength ko is network and marketing, pero like hindi ko talaga strength finance, hindi ko strength ang ops, diba? So nagkuha ka ng mga partners sa ganun who will complement my strengths. to para ma-achieve mo yung overall vision.
Okay.
And then siguro dun sa adjustments, kasi ego thingin din yun kasi parang okay may lumalaki na yung PR pero shucks parang gusto ko pa rin mag-on cam pero wala na. So by ganun ding by grieving process din na parang shucks wala na yung showbiz life ko pero at the same time sobrang happy ako with where I'm at right now. Yeah, oo.
Like, ito ano talaga, like frank question. Hindi mo ba parang nami-miss na parang ikaw yung nasa spotlight?
Nami-miss, oo. Pero kasi siya nami-miss yung actually honestly, nami-miss ko kasi ngayon, ang yung duties ko sa company, ang tanda. Like, parang sobrang ako yung mother. Yan, di ba? Like, very corporate. So, parang okay to, puro kontrata, overseeing, finance stuff, pero campaign implementation. So that's why next year I'm planning to do more creative things. Pero kasi na-offeran ako mag-teleserye ulit.
Oh, okay.
Tapos ang role is parang bakla na fashionista na may-ari ng agency. Wow, sino 'yon? Diba? So,
di wala umarte.
Diba? Oo. Pero kasi ang commitment is 3 times a week yung taping. So sabi ko parang as nakaka-touch to be even considered na sobrang tagal ko na inactive. Pero unfair to my company na okay 3 days ako mawawala. So ako I have to prioritize. So baka yun nga at ko consult kita dito. Baka mag-podcast ako next year. Kaya rin ako. Parang gusto ko i-pick yung brain ni Alec on how you started. So yung ganong klaseng on-cam work that I miss.
Okay.
Pero at the same time, hindi ko siya miss enough na babalik ako sa acting. Parang syempre, parang yung priorities ko is here with my businesses. So yun.
Alright. Very exciting stuff ahead. Okay. Ako siguro for me, something na of course, I'm in the influencer world as well. But the thing about your company and where you are at is I could feel na InCircle is one of the biggest, if not the biggest here in the Philippines. I don't know anyone else. But how do you stay ahead? Like, and say, number one, how do you stay ahead of like the influencer world? Ano yung mga mindset? How do you continuously adapt, evolve? Because laki na ng pinagbago ng influencer world, but here you are, still growing and scaling.
Kasi it's really, number one, agility, innovation, adaptability. Kasi I guess, yung tatlong key points na yun, it's very critical when you start any business. Hindi lang influencer marketing. Kasi, especially sa mundo natin, very fast-paced.
Yeah.
What worked last year won't work next year. Actually, yung iba nga, what worked last month won't work next month. So, you really have to be on top of trends. And keep pushing boundaries in terms of executions. Kasi like, kunwari, 7 years ago, di ba? Ang influencer marketing, static lang. Tapos, okay na yun, di ba? Approved na yun, di ba? Ngayon, it's all about videos. Tingnan mo na, yung, Diyos ko, ganda-ganda ng set mo. So, yun nga, I think, in terms of mindset, isa yun sa parang what we impart, hindi lang sa mga leaders ng InCircle, pati also sa all members, na parang have an innovative mindset. Parang how do we make things more efficient, more seamless, more impactful, and parang how do we stay on top of the game and how do we stay relevant. Kasi again, parang wag tayo makampante on parang what works now.
Yeah.
Kaya nga ngayon parang ngayon we won awards ganyan. Pero like parang we want to push the boundaries. We're actually dabbling in AI ganyan. So meron kaming ganun na. So I guess ang pinaka main business model namin is servicing the brands. But eventually parang we want to find other revenue streams.
Yeah.
Kasi like what was InCircle back then, nung 3 pa lang kami, very, very different from what it is like parang 6 years ago. So, yun naman, nakapagod siya. I'm sure ikaw din, napapagod ka din sa constant parang thinking about parang verticals, business models. Pero yun talaga, the life of an entrepreneur, kailangan talagang, you have to really innovate constantly.
Yeah.
And wag mapagod.
Okay, sige. So many questions. I love this conversation so much. First is side question is parang you're talking. I love the business acumen here, the business conversation. But honestly, you look so fresh.
Thank you. I'm a science project. Thank you so much, Dr. Vicky Bello, for my face.
How do you balance it all?
Yung talaga bisyo ko, Alec. So siya, aside from my business and socials, I'm really into wellness. So, I mean, nagkakasabay tayo sa gym minsan. Pero aside from that, I'm a Bello baby. So, mahilig ako mag-derma once a month. Ito, guys, by the way, hindi totoo yung face ko. Ito lang, may filler ako. Tapos, yun, mahilig Essential Holistic ko also. Try nyo yun ni Coach Yani. Just mag-enjoy kayo doon.
Sige.
After ng wedding nyo, it's, especially sa age ko, I'm 37, very mindful ako with the things I consume, hindi lang on socials, pati also, madahit din ako. So, siguro yun, I think, tsaka mag-age ba tayo?
No.
Don't know. So, yung age kasi namin, millennials, I mean, mga matanda kami, pero we look young. I mean, madalas.
Actually,
So, yun. So, at saka ever since kasi, naging bisyo ko yung freshness. Kasi nga, nung na-sponsor rin ako ng Dr. Bello, sinipagan ko talaga. Pumunta ang dami kasi tamad pumunta. Ako sinipagan ko talaga. Sayang yung ex. Pero hindi, of course, si Dr. Bello talaga, it's a very critical sa aking beauty journey. Journey.
Why do you think that's important?
I mean, kasi ako, especially with people, we present to clients, we do on-cam work. We lead people. So, it's very important that we feel good about ourselves. Kasi ako, parang may mga tao na parang feel good sila pag okay yung suot nila, or parang nakakain sila masarap. Ako, I really feel good if I look fresh, if I look pretty. Especially, I went through a breakup recently, so kailangan talaga maging maganda tayo. 3 months ago. Aray. So yan, oo.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that.